All right, so that was Bria, a live interview there. Again, some folks there in costume. He talked about the reason behind his costume. And in the background, folks chanting USA there. So many people there. It's a 1.1 mile march through Uptown, started in First Ward Park. But there's a lot of people, and it's going to take some time. Again, that is the gentleman there that our Bria Smith just interviewed there. So, yeah, we'll get back to Bria in just a bit, check in on things as they develop there in Uptown. We want to take you back now to Waxhaw, downtown Waxhaw, where our Walker Lawson is back there. So, Walker, just catch us up. What is happening? Who did you talk to? What are they saying?
Yeah, we've spoken to some residents down here in Waxhaw again that are just kind of voicing their concerns with what they want to see. Obviously, they said this is a country for everyone and they want people to feel welcome. Again, signs up saying no kings, no thrones, no crowns, no kings. I'm going to safely walk up the street just so you can kind of see just how far it goes. But we have an array of people that are down all of the main streets in downtown Waxhaw. Again, you can see defend democracy. Again, different American flags up flying. So again, trying to just be safe here behind us. And then we have a sign up that says, fear is the tool of tyrants, be fearless. So again, people out here, you'll also see, this is on every street in downtown Waxhaw. So you'll see across the street from us, when you look even further down into downtown Waxhaw, again, people are chanting right now. As you can hear them there saying, this is what democracy looks like. So again, just a message of people just coming out to support again. So we'll be live here in Waxhaw throughout the afternoon. Back to you guys.
Walker, have you asked folks? I know they've been there for a while. Did they sort of tell you how long they expect to be there in Waxhaw?
They did not give us an exact time, but we'll kind of ask around and see. And kind of check in with people. But again, I think as of right now, it's just getting people out. It started around 10. There were already some people set up around 9:30. So we've really seen that number increase. We're still seeing more and more people show up as we move through this protest out here and rally, and people that are, again, just gathering in downtown Waxhaw. As I mentioned to you earlier, it's been kind of hectic in this downtown area because there's a lot of cars coming through here. So again, for people maybe might not want to drive through the downtown Waxhaw area. Again, as you can see, people are sitting in standstill traffic in this area.
Yeah, something you want to keep in mind. Yeah, if you're planning to navigate through downtown Waxhaw, a lot happening there with the No Kings 2 protests happening there. Walker, we'll check in with you in just a bit. Thank you there for that update. All right, so that is the scene in Waxhaw. I believe we have somebody on. Okay, well, we were just getting a shot of the sign. I didn't know if they were going to interview them in Uptown. I'm just taking a look at the different feeds. I just want to be as transparent as possible. What I'm seeing, what Jeb is seeing, but that march continues. Again, you see folks here in Waxhaw holding signs, standing along the sidewalks there in downtown Waxhaw. Meanwhile, there is a march happening through the streets of Uptown. This is Waxhaw. Oh, this is Uptown. That was Waxhaw. This is Uptown. And you see so many folks there waving American flags, with signs, people of all ages, as I could see different backgrounds. With, again, it falls under the umbrella of pushing back against the Trump administration. There are numerous reasons why people are out here, but it falls under the umbrella of, hey, we don't like what the Trump administration is doing, and we want to do something about it. And doing something about it is with this demonstration. This is the second demonstration. The first one was back in June. Different. Okay, two reasons. First one, it was really hot out there. And I think, and there was a concern about, I remember into the planning, I wasn't here for that. We had Jane Monreal anchoring the coverage.
Yeah, that was a real concern. They had hydration stations. I mean, that was they wanted to make sure everyone was drinking enough water, getting in shade, staying out of the sun, because it was a big concern. Now, I mean, if you're going to spend a day walking around Uptown, being out there, considerably better weather.
Considerably, it is a lot better. You see folks there with sweatshirt, shorts, so it just kind of gives you. It's a fall day here in North Carolina, just to describe it.
I mean, it's gonna be a beautiful day. We're gonna hit low 80s towards at the peak of the day. Like, it's a good day to get out.
So again, not much of a concern as far as folks. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen, but not much of a concern as it was back in June. And obviously now, the big difference is we're under a government shutdown. We've been on this. We're entering week 3 of the government shutdown. We're in day 18 of the government shutdown, and it looks like, and it is, and it's not even it looks like, it is at a stalemate. Both sides are pointing the finger at each other, blaming each other for the shutdown. We've heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson, a daily press conference. We've heard from Senator Chuck Schumer, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. We've heard from other GOP leaders, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, about the shutdown, the impacts. Again, them blaming each other for the shutdown. So we have this live shot. What shot is this? It's Waxhaw. Okay. This is still Waxhaw. So it's Waxhaw there. We got an update from our Walker Lawson, who is there in Waxhaw. Giving us an update on things and how it looks out there. So they've been out there, I believe Walker said around 9:30 is when folks are setting up, and gradually throughout the morning, more people have shown up to this. And I just want to point out, I know I'm pointing out this again, and it just kind of gives you some perspective, some context on how large these demonstrations. You're talking about, we have on our website 2,500 individual marches. I've seen 2,600 posted and reported. So yeah, a lot of marches, thousands of marches happening. 16 protests just in Charlotte alone. Albemarle, here in Waxhaw, Belmont, Charlotte, what we just showed you, Concord, Cornelius, Forest City, Lincoln County, Monroe, Morganton, Newton, Waxhaw, and also in our viewing area, but in South Carolina, Fort Mill, Indianland, Rock Hill. I do want to point out Greensboro, because we'll be getting an update from Greensboro. We showed you shots across the country from New York City, Miami, Washington, D.C., Atlanta. And those are just several out of, again, the thousands that are happening right now. Millions of people, 5 million people last time back in June. We're expecting more people today as folks, for instance, in First Ward Park in Uptown, were there for hours before it was slated to start. And we showed the aerial view of so many people up high. But this is a look at downtown Waxhaw right now. You see folks there with the American flags. I'm going to see if I can read some of the signs. One sign says "No Kings." The other sign I can read, "I can tell my grandchildren I did not stay silent." I can tell my grandchildren I did not stay silent. So I'm trying to filter out some of these signs and make sure they are appropriate to read. And I just want to put this out there in case you see something that is inappropriate. I just want to let you know that that could be the case and give you a heads up. This is a raw, unfiltered video, unedited video. This is what Live Impact News is. So that could happen. Were you about to say something, Jeb?
We're uptown now.
Okay, Uptown. This is a live look in Uptown. All right, so this is a ground level shot there in Uptown as that march continues. Bria Smith has been keeping up with the folks there in Uptown, talking to several folks. One guy in a President Trump costume, along with a woman who was dressed as Lady Liberty. Again, folks with different reasons, but all under the same umbrella, pushing back against the Trump administration. So you see folks there making their way through Uptown. This is a 1.1 mile march through Uptown. That folks are making their way after a rally. There was a rally earlier in First Ward Park where we heard from several speakers. We also had a young lady sing before the march officially kicked off. You see Bria Smith there talking to folks, getting a real sense of what's happening there on the ground. Are we ready to take Bria? All right, so let's go to Bria. She's talking to somebody right now. Let's take a listen in.
Awesome, and we can walk and talk.
Yeah, sure.
So talk to me a little bit about, why you're here today. I see your sign. I hear you chanting. The energy is high. What are you feeling so far?
What could I start at? One, I'm from New York, so I know all about Donald Trump. So I already knew he was full of, excuse my language, full of shit. Just look at where we are now in the country. Everything's getting taken away from us. Now, soon our voters' rights get ready to be taken away from us. I mean, like, when is it ever going to stop? You know, the GOP, they don't care about us. They don't care about the poor. They don't care about the middle class. All they worry about is the rich. You know, like God said, he said, you take care of everyone.
Right.
You take care of everyone in the world. And I don't, it's just sad what's going on. I cannot believe what we are here in this time in 2025.
Right.
And I'm just sick about it. Everything's wrong.
You took a big, deep sigh when I asked you that question before. What was that? What was that?
It's just,
Describe
I just
that.
can't believe that we are here. That's why that sigh is here, because my son, he's in the military, and he's fighting for this country also. And, it's sad. I'm now about to cry because it's just sad what's going on.
Take a moment.
I can't believe that we are here in this time of day. And that's why I'm here and I'm protesting this. We got to do something, and I don't know what it is, but I hope something's got to change.
Yeah, and very lastly, Corliss, I have seen young, old, but it's really inspiring to see younger kids here.
Right.
What kind of message do you think that sends to?
Us to keep going and fighting, and don't stop, because that's what they want us to do. We gotta keep on fighting the depression of this, what's going on in this world. And, if this is what it is, that's what we gotta do. And everybody need to come out. We gotta take care of our ancestors. As far as me, we did it, and now we gotta do it again. It's a shame, but here we are.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time and what you're doing.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. You
Thank you
have a
so
great
much.
day.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh, such an emotional interview there. A woman there. She says she's from New York and is here in Charlotte, lives here in Charlotte. We want to go now to Waxhaw because our Walker Lawson is talking to somebody there on the ground there at that protest there. Let's take a listen in.
Are you surprised by the number of people that have shown up?
I'm not, no, because I was with Indivisible years ago before they did the redistricting and they moved to Charlotte. And so I went to Rock Hill one time and said, well, where's everybody? And nobody knew, but I said, you know what? I'm going to start this thing. And
When you sit here and you look at not only Waxhaw, the city of Charlotte, you're looking at all of these different protests that are happening nationwide. Are you hoping the president's watching? Are you hoping that this administration is sitting there?
he's watching. I'm not sure he's happy. But got to give a lot of credit to Ezra. He's really pulled this movement together, and he gave us all good training videos on how to de-escalate. Unfortunately that lady got hit, but she was warned several times not to keep crossing the road so much. So, sometimes people get excited and they don't think, but we try. And this is the first time I've known of an injury happening, and it wasn't deliberate. It was just excitement.
You're looking here, we are in downtown Waxhaw. It's a very busy area. Not only are people not just standing out here, but they're blowing their horns. I think it hasn't stopped. They literally could barely hear my microphone when we were live earlier. Do you love that even though people are not maybe specifically standing out here, they're still blowing their horns, still showing support?
Yes, and from the beginning, it was obvious that most of the people were with us. Far more were with us than against. WBT covered our first one, and they skewed it, so it made it look like there were as many protesters as counter-protesters. And I started talking to WCNC ever since, and I've been really happy. You guys have done great coverage. I don't watch BT anymore.
Final message to people that maybe are sitting at home and agree with you guys but haven't decided to step out.
Yes, actually, I have a friend that was scared to come to these rallies. She was afraid of what might happen, and by knowing me, she's gotten much more interested, and she actually helped with some background stuff. So again, courage is contagious, and we're all out here and we're happy. We're wearing yellow to show our support for happiness.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What's your name?
Walker.
Walker, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that is one of the folks out there in downtown Waxhaw at the No Kings demonstration there. Gave us a shout out there. Thank you for watching and tuning in with us. And thank you here at home, folks at home, wherever you may be, for tuning in for the special coverage and the special extensive coverage here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, as we take you to different No Kings rallies, not only here in our area, but in North Carolina and all across the country. They are happening, and we kicked off our coverage at 10, and we have seen marches start. We have seen some of these rallies grow in size. And just some background, Indivisible, which is the organization sort of leading a lot of these protests, just to give you a background on who they are. So I just want to read from their website. Quote, "We are the Charlotte area hub for civic activism, originally called Indivisible NC District 9. Our membership started as constituents from the NC 9th Congressional District. Since 2017, we have grown to not only encompass the Charlotte area, but have members from across the state and across the country. In 2023, we changed our name to Indivisible Charlotte to reflect our regional activism." And just one more tidbit on them, just to give you some more background on the group leading this. And not just Indivisible, but there are other community advocacy groups working with them as well. But Indivisible, quote, says, "We believe that democracy is not a spectator sport. Our power is rooted in action, creating opportunities for folks to get involved in their community while strategically building political infrastructure." All right, so we want to go back now to Uptown, First Ward. Not First Ward Park. That's where the rally started, but Uptown. That's where the march is continuing. It looks like our Bria Smith is talking to some more folks there on the ground. She's been covering this, marching with the folks. Let's take a listen in.
Madison Butler. So talk to me about, obviously, you know, you have your daughter here with you, the importance of bringing your kids here to not only see but take part.
Yeah, I think it's important that you understand what you stand for and what your values are, and we believe that the most important thing is community, and that's a diverse group of people where all people are equal and all people are loved, and so I just want my kids to be able to stand up for that and that we take part and don't sit silently.
You said your name was Madison, correct? You're young. How old are you?
14.
14. What does it mean for you to be here? So you're just entering high school, huh? Or eighth grade? For you to be here, you know, and kind of what are you going to share to your classmates about this weekend, what you did this weekend? What does it mean for you?
I just think that everyone's equal and they all deserve the right to be treated the same way, no matter how they describe themselves or who they think they are.
Absolutely. And, you know, what does it mean to you to see other young kids, to be here with your siblings as well? And kind of the message that you have for your mom here, you know, that she brought you out here to allow you to experience this.
I think that parents that bring their kids into this are very good parents because they explain things. They don't try to hide it from their kids, and they let them have their own opinions about it.
Absolutely. And Mom, what does it mean? I can see you're getting a little emotional here. Proud mom there. You know, what does it mean to hear your daughter say these words?
I mean, she's a very intelligent young lady, and I want her to feel strong in what she values and what she believes in. And I'm just really proud that I can tell how she treats her classmates and her friends and how she stands up for everybody, even in an environment where that's not necessarily what's being taught at the leadership level.
Absolutely. Very lastly, what is your hope that people take away, the message that they take away from this event? I know there was one back in June, and here's just another one. So what do you hope that people leave here knowing and feeling?
I think I hope they really feel empowered, and that people are around us that feel the same, that believe the same. This isn't about left versus right. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And I believe that our nation is better than this. And I think we have to speak up. We can't stay silent. And I hope this just reminds people that there are folks out there that don't support what's happening right now.
Absolutely. Well, pleasure to meet you both. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was Bria Smith with that live interview there in Uptown. And one of the takeaways, just watching these protests and marches, as folks get emotional, this is an emotional experience for a lot of people. As you saw there, that woman bringing her kids to Uptown. People there, several of the interviews that we've taken, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeb, a lot of folks have mentioned their sons and daughters, and how they're impacted.
It's a familial affair. I mean, we've seen a lot of families. How about the first one?
Actually, we have another live interview there in First Ward Park. I keep saying First Ward Park, but in Uptown.
Yeah, now we're in Uptown.
In Uptown. Let's take a listen in.
MANAT, and I'm the pastor at Light of Christ, LIGHTOFCHRIST, United Methodist Church.
Absolutely, Pastor. So talk to us about why you're here today, and the importance of bringing your expertise to the streets of Uptown Charlotte.
No, thank you. I know a lot of people in Charlotte who are affected by the One Big Beautiful Bill. They'll take away their health insurance, folks having a reduction in food stamps. I've already seen an impact in the local food bank. The ministries that we support to feed children who are food insecure have been impacted, and there's really not enough food at the Second Harvest Food Bank even now, and things are going to continue to get worse, so we're very concerned about that.
Absolutely. And now, Pastor, that's something I haven't gotten the chance to really speak to people about. Was I did see signs about health care, Medicaid, things like that, and even some of the things that you mentioned. What are you kind of hoping to share those stories? I mean, obviously, as a pastor, you get the chance to meet these people, and so what are kind of some of the words that they share with you of their struggles?
Right. Well, these are members of my church. I mean, so I know very well their stories, and actually I've interviewed them and taken that information to Senator Budd's office and presented that. And of course, it didn't change the way he voted, but it was in order for him to know that we're not just talking about ideas, we're talking about people with real stories. I have members of my congregation who have told me that it's all about the price of groceries for them. That's why they have trouble making it work. There's other people that for them it's medical expenses, and if they lose their insurance, they won't be able to get medical care that literally saves their lives. So these are not people that I meet out there. These are people who are part of my family.
Absolutely. What is a message that you hope to send by being here? Just you representing yourself, your individual self, but also your congregation as well. What do you hope that people take away?
Yeah, I'm really all about the next generation. I think about my children who are young adults just starting out. I think about people in the LGBTQ plus community who want just to have human rights. I think about people who are coming behind us, whether they will experience democracy or whether they will live in a fascist country. This is the point where we have to raise our voices.
Absolutely. And what do you say, lastly, there are a couple of signs that just say no kings. I even saw one that said Queen Charlotte doesn't allow no kings. What does that mean to you?
Right. I mean, this is a democracy. This is the reason that our founders fought to be free, and we're giving it up. And some of us are gladly doing so, believing lies that are being fed to us. And it's disturbing to see how many people are not awake to understand that our cities are being taken over by the military is being turned against American citizens. And this is a country of immigrants, and to have immigrants arrested who have no criminal background, to have children separated from their families. This is not the country that I was raised in, certainly not the country I want to live in.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, so that is another live interview there in Uptown. That was a religious leader there speaking out, and why she is there. Again, so many people there for different reasons, but it falls under the umbrella of pushing back against the Trump administration. I just want to point out, because we kind of found out in real time, Nashville, Tennessee, their No Kings rally just kicked off there. This is a live look at that. Jeb and I, we're getting so many feeds that we're like, what is that? We're trying to basically play GeoGuessr on some of these protests. And we were able to see that. Let's go out to Greensboro now. So Greensboro, our content partners there. Okay, so you see a reporter there. So I do want to point out, so this stretch of Wendover is very busy. I'm from the High Point area. High Point is right next to Greensboro, but Wendover, very busy. There are car dealerships, there are businesses. On a normal day it's busy, but like on a Saturday is really, really busy. A lot of people go there. There are a bunch of restaurants. There are just a lot happening along Wendover. I just want to point out, too, one of the big universities there in Greensboro having their homecoming, UNCG, and Wendover can basically take you almost directly to UNCG. And so I just wanted to point that out because of folks here in our area may be going up there. So just wanted to sort of help you navigate through that. All right, so we want to go back now to Walker Lawson, who is in downtown Waxhaw, talking to folks there on the ground. Walker, I saw you spoke with a lady just moments ago. What did she have to say?
Oh, I am glad I did this.
Yeah, well, she's actually going to join us again here to talk. We have another lady joining us as well. I don't know if you guys took the other one a minute ago or this one just now. Obviously, we're kind of moving through because there are a ton of people out here. But I have someone with me. We're kind of on the back side of where everyone is standing at. You're joining us today, Miss Judy. Thank you for joining us. You said to me just a moment ago that you were typically not someone that gets out and goes to rally or protest. Why did you come out for this?
It's time. We have got to bring the country together. Unification is important, and the truth needs to be had. We need to insist on the truth. We were a country that was based on truth and honesty. And kindness. And I'd like to see that. I want to protect that. It's like a child. You must protect and nurture love. And in a country that cares about its people, we don't need this kind of division, and we don't need this kind of talk. Let's stop this. We can stop it as people. We're humans first. And I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You brought out a copy, actually, of the Declaration of Independence just now. Are you handing them out? Why did you bring this out?
Well, it's an idea. You know, I think everyone should read the Constitution again, so they're reminded of what so many people died for, and what we stood up to the whole world as a beacon of a possibility. That is what we were, and this is what we are now. We're not anything different. We don't need the division. People get together. Oh, please, it's so important.
Yeah, when you say, the division and getting together, you see an array of people out here. We probably have hundreds of people out here right now. How does it make you feel to see this number of people here? But also you look at Charlotte, there's a large protest. We have protests nationwide happening right now. How does it make you feel to see these people uniting in a common message?
It is heartwarming. It is terrific. It is the beginning of what needs to happen. You know, I don't, I'm a Democrat, but the party system needs to work on itself. We need to decide that it's okay to disagree. Somebody told us it wasn't okay. It's really okay to disagree and still be polite and kind and honest with your neighbors. We don't need the division. We can't take it. It would be so sad to see America lapse into what other dictators. It's a pattern, that project.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. We appreciate it. As we said, we're kind of on the backside, but it is still going on. It'll be taking place until noon today, so my photog going to turn him around abruptly. But we still have an array of people out here, again, lined up. They will be here until noon here in downtown Waxhaw.
Thank you, Walker. I hope.
All right, so that is Walker Lawson there live in Waxhaw, downtown Waxhaw. He spoke with that woman who had a small copy of the Declaration of Independence. I don't think I've seen a small copy like that before, but she basically, her message was, I'm tired of the division in the country. And that's some of the similar messages we've been getting from people on the ground so far today, as protests and rallies and marches continue not only in the Charlotte area, but across the state, across the country. Let's go back to Uptown. I believe this is Uptown. Yes, this is Uptown. The march continues. So many people there. Thousands of people. Walker said hundreds in Waxhaw. There are thousands of people in Uptown. And I want to point that out just in case you are about to go through Uptown. This may be what you run into. So this started as a rally at First Ward Park. Eventually, folks marching, making their way through the streets of Uptown. Folks holding signs. They can see there folks in costume. And so we've heard from so many people so far this morning, and this is an emotional experience for a lot of folks. You see folks of different ages, different backgrounds, folks getting emotional, talking about what this means for them, and not only what it means for them, but it means for their families. You know, we talked about this earlier, how a lot of folks have brought up their kids, either their kids who are small or teenagers, or the kids who are now adults, and how it impacts them. And so this has been a very emotional time for folks out there.